Are all Stephen King books in the same universe? Have you ever wondered if all of Stephen King's books are connected in some way? It's a question that has fascinated fans for decades. Let's dive into the world of Stephen King and see how his books are linked. Stephen King has created a vast multiverse, with many of his novels and stories interconnected. The core of this multiverse is his Dark Tower series, which acts as a kind of hub connecting various worlds and stories. In the Dark Tower series, King introduces the concept of multiple universes, often referred to as worlds or dimensions, which are all part of a larger cosmic structure. One key concept that ties many of King's books together is the idea of Ka, which is essentially King's version of destiny or karma. This concept originates from the Dark Tower series and helps to link many of his other works, suggesting that events in one book can influence others in subtle but significant ways. Another important aspect is the idea of twinners and the territories, introduced in King's novel The Talisman, co-written with Peter Straub. Twinners are parallel versions of characters that exist in different universes, and the territories are alternate versions of our world. Characters can sometimes move between these universes, creating interesting connections between different stories. While not every Stephen King book is directly connected to every other, many of them share references, characters, or events that link them together. For example, a character in one book might be reading a novel written by a character from another book, or a location from one story might appear in another. These connections are often subtle but add depth to the overall narrative. In essence, Stephen King's multiverse is vast and complex, with many of his books contributing to a larger interconnected narrative. However, not every single book is explicitly linked to the others, and some connections are left to the reader's interpretation. So, while most of King's works are part of this shared universe, there are still some that stand on their own or have more obscure connections. This interconnectedness is what makes Stephen King's works so fascinating. As fans can discover new connections and layers of meaning with each read. So the next time you pick up a Stephen King book, keep an eye out for those subtle links that tie his entire universe together.